I want kids who know how to think. And that means I have to know how to think. I want kids who can debate. I want kids who convince and can influence. That means I have to know how to convince and to influence. And the only way that happens is when we respectfully allow that to happen in our home. So I respectfully allow them to say, well, why do I have to do that? Or can I do this instead? Or this, or that? And then I have to convince them why they need to do the thing I'm suggesting, which you think is a pain. Yeah, it can definitely be a pain, but guess what? My kids are great negotiators and thinkers. And so am I. I am too. I can convince, I can negotiate, I can influence, I can persuade because I have practiced it for their entire life. And they've learned it by seeing me do it and by modeling. Here's an example. We were just in Tanzania and my 10-year-old daughter went into a gift shop and negotiated on her own to buy 2 elephants for her and her sister with their own money. The guy started at $40 for both of them. She got him down to $20, $10 each. We went and got back in the car, and one of the girls who was on the trip with us, she's 12, I think, almost 13. She's like, I never did anything like that when I was your age, right? She was amazed. But that's because my daughter is 10 and she's a great negotiator. She practices every single day with me, right?
Well, we train it, we facilitate it, promote it.
Yeah. And so, again, we have to think through all of this. Sometimes we think, well, what I just want is obedience. But what does that actually produce? It doesn't produce the outcomes you want. Ironically, the more obedient our children are, the less influence we have with them. Because they haven't learned how to think and to negotiate. They've just learned to do what you say.
Let that blow your mind. Ultimately, you do not want your kids to be obedient. You want them to choose to self-govern.
Exactly.
Let that sink in.
Because obedience and self-government are very different things.
By training your kids to be obedient to you, you've trained them to only follow authority and only do what should be done when someone's around to tell them what to do. I don't want my kids to be obedient. I want my kids to self-govern.